What was my new stepdad hiding in the locked basement? My stepdad Brian kept 3 padlocks on the basement door and wore the keys to all of them on a chain around his neck like some kind of paranoid weirdo. He never took it off for anything. He would even be wearing it when he went into the bathroom to shower. Me and my mom moved in with him 2 years ago, and I'd never seen that door open once. He always made excuses about why we had to haul our laundry to the laundromat twice a week, even though he supposedly had a washer and dryer down there. The machines are broken from the water damage, he'd say. I had to cram all my stuff from our old apartment into my tiny closet, while my mom paid like $100 a month for a storage unit, because God forbid we use a normal basement like normal people. Anytime I even joked about the basement, Brian would snap at me. Don't even think about going near that door, he'd say, while his hand went to the keys. There's toxic black mold down there, and the spores could cause permanent lung damage. He said he was saving up to fix it, but 2 years had passed without a single contractor coming by to even look at it. Everything changed one night when Brian made this nasty seafood pasta for dinner that smelled rotten. Mom and I refused to eat it, but Brian had 2 plates full. About an hour later, he turned green and barely made it to the bathroom before getting violently sick. My mom rushed in after him. When he finally stopped puking, my mom called for me. "Help me get him to bed, he can barely stand," she said in a panicked voice. We each grabbed an arm and dragged him down the hall while he mumbled about his stomach. I was the only one who noticed when his keychain slipped off his neck and fell onto the bathroom floor. I quickly grabbed it and shoved it in my hoodie pocket while my mom struggled to get Brian under the covers. He passed out almost immediately. I went back to my room with my heart pounding and hid the keys in my desk drawer. The next morning, my mom was shaking me awake way earlier than normal. "Something's wrong with Brian," she said in this terrified voice I'd never heard before. I ran into their bedroom and Brian was sitting up clutching his chest and gasping for air. His face was gray and sweaty, and my mom already had 911 on speakerphone. Brian looked at me and grabbed my arm hard enough to hurt. "Basement safe," he wheezed out. "Combination is 34-18-9. Heart medication in the orange bottle." My mom was crying while the operator asked questions. "The ambulance is 15 minutes out, ma'am," the operator said. My mom's head snapped toward me. "Go get the medication right now. What are you waiting for?" She practically screamed at me. I pulled the keys from my pocket and her eyes went wide. "How did you get those?" she asked, but I was already running. My hands shook so bad I could barely get the locks open. I yanked the door open and flew down the stairs expecting to see water damage and mold and destruction, but the basement was completely finished with carpet and drywall and lighting and absolutely nothing wrong with it whatsoever. The walls were covered in framed photos of Brian with a different woman and 2 kids who looked around my age. There was furniture arranged like someone still lived down. Everything was neat and preserved like some kind of creepy time capsule. I spotted the safe in the corner and ran over to it while my brain tried to process what I was seeing. My fingers fumbled the combination twice before I got it right and grabbed the orange pill bottle. I ran back upstairs and shoved the bottle at my mom, who shoved a pill into Brian's mouth. "What was down there?" my mom asked. "Why did you have his keys?" I knew I had to tell her, but I couldn't form words because the whole situation was absolutely unhinged. The paramedics arrived and loaded Brian onto a stretcher. My mom told me to stay at the house and she'd call from the hospital. After they left, I went back down to the basement. I found a box of legal papers and the word restraining order jumped out at me, along with stuff about controlling behavior. My mom called 3 hours later. "Brian's stable and they're keeping him overnight," she said in this hollow voice. What exactly was in that basement? I told her everything and she went completely silent. "I'm coming home right now. We need to talk." When she got back, she made me show her everything while she stood there getting angrier by the second. Brian came home the next day looking exhausted, and before he could sit down, my mom laid into him. "You're going to explain the lies in the basement and your previous family right now," she said in this cold voice. He broke down completely. "My wife left me and took the kids after getting a restraining order because I was obsessively controlling about everything in their lives," he admitted while crying. "She moved away and I never got to see them again. I couldn't accept that they were gone, so I kept everything down there." My mom's face went hard. "You have exactly 1 chance to start therapy immediately and come completely clean about everything, or I'm packing our stuff today," she told him. She took his keys and looked at me. "We're going to cancel the storage unit and start using the basement like a normal family now." Brian just nodded. My mom changed the locks that same week and kept the only key on her own keychain.